The moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie. That's amore. When the world seems to shine like it had.
Hey, thanks for joining me today. We're going to make stuffed mushrooms. It's absolutely one of my family's favorite appetizers. You will have a hard time coming here on the holidays and not finding stuffed mushrooms on the menu. What I'm doing right now is destemming the mushrooms from the cap. And what I like to do with the stems is I like to make a mushroom broth. I'm not a big fan of buying chicken broth in a can, so whenever I can, I like to make a broth using the ingredients that we're making the dish with. It just makes sense to me. Over here, we have a little olive oil and a little chopped fresh garlic. Love that sound, one of my favorite sounds in the world. We have the mushroom stems here from the caps. We're going to saute that for a couple of seconds. We're doing this now because part of the stuffing, we're going to use a couple ounces of the mushroom broth. So we have garlic, olive oil, mushroom stems. Now we're adding the water. Doesn't get any better than that. A little salt. And what we're going to do is bring this up to a boil while we're working our other ingredients. For the stuffed mushrooms here, for ingredients, we have plain breadcrumb, fresh ricotta cheese, salt, pecorino romano cheese, garlic, olive oil, and parsley. Nothing tricky. Really basic ingredients that really come together to make this dish really special. So I have a little breadcrumbs in the bowl, a little fresh ricotta. This is actually an addition of my brother. He's not the biggest fan of cooking, but boy, is he a foodie. And he added this years ago to the traditional recipe, which sometimes can get a little gritty. So the ricotta cheese rounds it out, makes it a little smoother mouthfeel, and I've been doing it ever since. A little pecorino romano cheese, a little salt, and a little chopped garlic. And you'll probably never see me use garlic powder. I don't even know how they get to use the name of garlic. It is completely different than the fresh chopped garlic. So it's one ingredient I don't even think I have in my cabinet. So we have a little chopped garlic, a little olive oil. Starting to smell good already. Fresh black cracked pepper. Again, you won't find any dry black pepper in the cabinet. It's completely different. A little fresh parsley, which has already been rinsed and cleaned. Pretty simple, pretty fast recipe. It's definitely a crowd pleaser. Parsley in. And all I want to do is get a couple ounces of that broth that we made from the mushroom stems. It already has great flavor. You can already smell the mushrooms. So we get about 2 ounces of that mushroom broth in the mixture. And then I'm just going to start mixing it up. Starting to look good already. Here we go with a teaspoon. Going to gently start filling the mushroom caps. Not overpacking it, not stuffing it in, just gently putting it on the cap. And the mushrooms have been rinsed under the sink and they're all clean. You won't find me using a mushroom brush or anything like that. A little old-fashioned, right under the sink to get all that dirt off, and I probably don't have the patience to start scrubbing mushrooms with a mushroom brush. I just don't see the big advantage. Okay, I'm filling these on the cookie sheet. Okay, finishing up the stuffed mushrooms here. One left. And we have them all on the cookie sheet. And we go back to that mushroom broth that I made. And we're going to strain it so we can get that broth. And this is the liquid that we're going to put in the mushrooms on the cookie sheet while they're baking so they don't dry out in the oven. And then this is the magical part, the place to dip the bread, which I think is probably just as important as the mushrooms. Okay, so the chicken broth on the mushrooms there. Going to take just a little bit drizzle of olive oil on top of the mushrooms. And I'm going to place them in a preheated 400-degree oven for 20 minutes. And then after 20 minutes, I'm going to broil them over high for about 5 minutes till they get toasty brown on top. Okay, mushrooms are ready. They've been in the oven at 400 degrees for 20 minutes, and they finished up on the high broil to get a nice golden brown on top. Oh, they look absolutely fantastic. Going to take them and transfer them to a warm serving platter. You see all that broth, all that juice on the bottom of that tray? That's just an extra added bonus for this awesome dish. Take a little of the broth, put them over the mushrooms. Boy, that's really looking good. So I hope you enjoy my stuffed mushroom appetizer as much as my family and I. And the best part for the chef with the extra broth in the cookie sheet is somebody has to pay the family chef. So this is the absolute best part. Bon appetit.
The moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie. That's amore. When the world seems to shine like it had.